first 6 minutes of the game, I thought we were really good. We played sound defense, and other than the first 6 minutes, I thought we executed well. We pushed the pace. I thought we played with good pace all night. We knew when to push the ball in transition. We knew when to pull it out. So I'm just proud of this group. I thought we battled, and we didn't let it get close at the end, and that was kind of our problem here last time we were here. Is we let them come back. We know they're a really good fourth quarter team, but we battled and figured it out.
Hey, Caitlin, it's Megan McEwen. You guys have matured so much as a team since the Olympic break, especially. 26 assists on 32 made buckets tonight. What's been the difference with your team offensively since you guys have been back?
I think we just understand each other a lot better. I think having the chemistry, having the time to play with one another, you just build confidence. I think you're seeing that. We can kind of read each other's eyes. We're playing in transition at a better pace, and that's really hard to guard. That's not something you can scout for. So I think me and Kels have been playing with each other really well. Our posts have been good. We've been getting good bench production. So I'm proud of this group. We've been sharing the ball well. We're taking good shots, and that's helping us in transition defense as well. So that's helped our defensive group too.
Hey, Caitlin, Autumn Johnson here in the studio. I want to talk about the defense for this Indiana team. 25 points off of Chicago's turnovers. What's impressed you the most about your defensive effort in this game?
Honestly, I gotta give a lot of credit to Lexi Hole. I think she's been tremendous. She brings the energy on that end of the floor. She doesn't care, about what she's gonna do on offense. She's gonna give every single thing that she has for us defensively. She gets deflections, she gets rebounds, she gets steals. So I think it starts with her, honestly. But I think just overall, we're moving and we're playing defense as a unit rather than as one-on-one. And that's kind of what we struggled with at the beginning of the year. We have our teammates' backs. It's not as much one-on-one defense. You get beat, your teammates there. So I'm proud of us. We've definitely taken a big step in that area.
Big win tonight. Congratulations, Caitlin. We'll see you next Friday night here on Aya.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, thanks so much. Again, 31 points.
All right, so therefore we got it. You looked at it, you seen it, you witnessed it in all fashions of tonight's game. The Indiana Fever embarrassed the Chicago Sky on Angel Reese's Barbie night. Yes, they had Barbie night with all the seats with pink shirts in the chair. But it didn't matter because majority of the fans was Fever fans. So let's start off with my intro.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, so like I said in the intro, there was the Indiana Fever embarrassed the Chicago Sky tonight by 181. Sadly to say, Angel Reese did got her double-double record-breaking Tina Charles double-double record, but it wasn't against the starters. It was against backups because the starters got pulled with 5 minutes left in the game. So therefore, it didn't mean nothing, but nonetheless, she got it anyway. So the Indiana Fever started out the game slow. They had took a 1-point lead at one point in time, and then the Sky jumped up early on them. And then Christian Science called a timeout. The game regrouped. They went on an onslaught. They finished the first quarter down by 3. It was 23-26. But then from that point on, the second quarter, they outscored them 24-16. Third quarter, 31. And that was the key. Third quarter was pretty substantial because, the Fever always had that abysmal third quarter situation. But the Fever came out, scored 31 to their 22, and outscored them in the fourth as well, 22-17. Now, there was a lot to take from this game because the refereeing was crazy because I swear there was a time that I really thought Caitlin was going to get a tech. And Kelsey and Lexi kept her in check. But nevertheless, Aaliyah Boston got a tech. So, and then there was some flagrant fouls coming along, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Um, but the thing about it is that the Indiana Fever now has demonstrated that they are not the same team from the beginning of the season. Clearly, they are outscoring opponents. They running up and down the floor. The starting lineup with Lexi Hall now and having Katie Slew on the bench is going to work perfectly. Shout out to Ben Daniels because he also sentiment what I've been thinking also is that even though Melissa Smith had somewhat of a decent game finally, she needed to get her payback. She had 14.7 boards, but still, Tammy Finn Bentley, I don't know if Tammy Finn Bentley should start. I think because she doesn't score. She hustle and she has energy, and she was a plus 18 the couple of nights ago. She was a plus 29 tonight. Her defensive efficiency is off the chain because they called that one foul, I think, in the fourth quarter before they pulled them, when Angel Reese drove into her and she put both her hands up and stopped her. And they gave it a foul for her to score, I think, her 9th point, whatever it is at the free throw line. But nevertheless, you got to look at this game from start to finish. Lindsay Allen for the Chicago Sky started cooking early, but that didn't last long because you got to understand. What's the Rachel Bama? She even played. She played well. She had some big shots. Some big threes out there. She had 14 points. Michaela, she had 20 points. Reese had 10. Codozer played 34 minutes, just didn't really do nothing. And she was in, I think she had 2 fouls. So don't know why they didn't utilize her a little bit more. But nevertheless, because Boston really didn't do anything. Boston stayed under the basket. She got her shots. And then the Shields came in. She came in, tried to play bully ball, try to rough up Clark in the second half down the stretch. And then she got teed up. I think she got a flagrant foul on one play. And I'm going to show you the play that I'm talking about real quick. It was they call it transition foul when you get a steal and you're out on transition and then you get fouled on the same time. So I'm going to show you the clip real quick.
The Fever really stretched out this one.
That's the play right there. Now, the Shields looked like she was trying to go and help Clark, but then there was another play before that where Clark was coming on the baseline on the backside and she chucked over her shoulder. So the Shields really just came in there just to try to rough up Clark. She didn't really come in and try to play the game, but it cost her team more points down the stretch. And like I said, Rachel, she hit a couple of threes. She was 4 for 10 from the 3-point line, but she hit some good shots. Lindsay Allen, she was 3 for 3. She had 19 points. Like I said, she was cooking in the first half. Lindsay, but I don't even know what happened to her because she had 3 turnovers. She ain't had no fouls. So she had 25 minutes of the game, but that's Witherspoon for you. So Caitlin Clark scored a season high, 31 points, her career high, because she had 2 30-point games. And I said this and I tweeted this out. She's going to have a 40-point game before the season over. I feel it coming. She could have had 40 points tonight, and she was having fun. You could see her out there. Now, her and the referee wasn't getting along too good because the referee just felt like he had it out for them. And you could tell the way the game started out, how it was being refereed in the first half, that he was trying to keep the Sky in the game. The referee's trying to keep the Sky in the game. But I called this game a blowout anyway. And I said this game was going to be a blowout probably by 10 points. But nevertheless, it was more than that. And the thing about it, even if they had Kennedy Carter, I don't think they still would have beat the Sky would have beat the Fever. Because the fact of the matter is, Kenny Carter would have put pressure because her driving to the basket, but at the same time, she has to defend. And an aggressive person like her would got in foul trouble easily against them. Especially if she was playing against Caitlin Clark, she would have gotten in foul trouble, and then that would have took a whole different thing. Because I think Rachel Brown, she came in for Kennedy Carter. She started for Kennedy Carter. So if you think about it, Lexi Hall would have probably been on Carter. Clark was on Lindsay Allen. But to my point, Caitlin Clark continues to set records, continue to break records, and all over the board. So, like I said, she had a 30-point game tonight, easily. She had 31 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 from 3-point line. That's 93. That's over 93 pointers so far, and you still got less than 10 games to go. So, and then she just had another 12-point assist. So that's up her total assist game. She became her fifth game that scored over 20 plus points and 10 assists in the game, the most such by a single season by anybody in the WNBA. Then she turned around and she became the first player to drop 30, 12, and 5 in a game WNBA history. Plus, she a WNBA leading 11th double-double by a guard this season. So, and nobody has ever had that 30 point, 12, and 5. So she's the first person to do that. So you got to look at how special this young lady is, because the thing about it is Caitlin Clark is a generational player. And shout out to the Chicago Star Central, because they did talked about this on their channel a little bit. And people sit there try to discredit Caitlin Clark and think she's not great and she's not a generation talent. And people that knows basketball and understands basketball, they could tell you what's a generation talent look like. She has it all. I heard another channel that was live was saying that Caitlin Clark is going to be the same person her whole career, the way she plays. But it's just like Steph Curry, because if you can't stop it, how can you contain it? It's simple mathematics. You understand what I'm saying? So you can sit there and say, instead of just say, hey, you know what, Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. She you can't do nothing with it. She's evolving. She's been evolving ever since the the Olympic break. And you see teams that doesn't gel. I say, to me, I still say that the Chicago Sky messed up when they traded Marina Mabrey. They messed up, but they got so much dysfunction in their locker room. Who knows what's going to happen to that team? But Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell right now, they on a tear. These two is on a tear right now. And if you look at it, they I said it before, you can check back in my other videos. They are the best backcourt in the WNBA. There ain't no backcourt that's better than them right now. Kelsey Mitchell she's leading the league since the All-Star break. 25 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.7 star points, 51.9% from the field, 43% from 3, and 94%. And then she's a plus 65. Caitlin Clark, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 8.5 assists. Now her assist total jumped back up because she probably get 9 assists now because she had a 12-point game. And she still has a chance Sunday against the Dallas Wings team that's looking pretty hot right now. All of a sudden they beat the Vegas Aces, and now they took down the Minnesota Lynx. So they have a tough game on Sunday. against the Fever. So with that being said, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are a tremendous backcourt. And now you got to understand what it's like to, you can't take one away from the other, because if Kelsey Mitchell get hot, then if you rotate on her, that's going to lead Caitlin to get hot. Excuse me. And then the complement pieces around them, Leah Boston, Alyssa Smith had a pretty decent game today. I can't say too much for her because she needed it. To be honest with you, she needed it because she played like crap a couple of nights ago. And she stays in so much foul trouble. She had 3 fouls this time. She only had 3 turnovers this time, so that's good. She still was a -5. Caitlin Clark was a +23. Lexi Hall was a +14. Kelsey Mitchell was a +21. Leah Boston was a +5. Even Erica Wheeler come in and contribute with 2 points. She run a stroke. I don't want her out that long, but she was a +12. Dantas come in there and contribute with 9 points. She was 3 for 6 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and she was 1 for 2 for 3-point line. And the thing about it is, I like how when she comes in the game, she seals out the inside because she's a bigger body, and she could seal everything out. And they made the way the Fever defense played tonight, they made Reese and Camilla work. And if you can make them work, that takes them out of the element of what they're trying to do. And like I said, Tammy Finn-Billing, she scored 3 points. She had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, but she also was a +29. It seems like they starting to step up their defense, and something that Chrissy Sides has preached a lot is defense with this team. Now you're starting to see it, because I think now Chrissy starts starting to see who she has, who she could put in, who she could play defense a little bit more. Because when you have a unit with Caitlin, Boston, Lexi, and Kelsey on the floor with Tammy, it gives you a more round defense. Now, it takes away an extra scorer, because of Alyssa Smith, she's so inefficient. But Tammy runs the floor, so if you could get one of them rebounds and outlet the pass, you got 3 runners, Lexi, Timmy, and Kelsey. And shout out to Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston, because I think Kelsey Mitchell had 3 backdoor cuts in the beginning of the quarter, the first quarter tonight. She had 3 backdoor cuts. And I knew it was going to be a hard matchup for whoever was guarding her, because they don't have nobody. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is this here. I'm going to play a clip from y'all from they asked Caitlin and Kelsey about the team and everything. And I swear, Caitlin gives you one of the most crazy response.
How confident is this team right now?
Coming in hot. Wow. Opening the door. I mean, I feel like we're confident, but that's any team in this league when you're able to stack some wins. Like, that's everything, right? And I think coming out of the break, we start with 2 big wins at home versus Phoenix and Seattle, and then we go on the road and we drop one, but then we knew Atlanta was a huge game for us, and I thought we played really well there. So I'm just proud of our group. I think we're really just approaching it day by day, even though, these games are so important. We're not really looking that far down the stretch of what's at the end of September, what's in the middle of September. It's what's in front of us today, and just approaching it like that. And that's how you build your confidence. It's just one day at a time. But I think our confidence is, at an all-time high where it's been this all season.
Caitlin. And the thing about it is, with the Indiana Fever, you could tell their confidence is growing in the way they compete against any team in the league right now. If you look at the complete stat points with this team right now, they were shooting 48% from the field. They were shooting 45 from 3. They were 13 for 29 from 3. They were 79% from the free throw line, because Alyssa Smith and Leah Boston, they're missing these free throws. They got to get better. They have a better, because especially when you get into the playoff and they get fouled, they're going to have to hit these shots. Now, the Fever, who had 19 turnovers 2 nights ago, cut it down to 11 turnovers. So that's good. They had 26 assists. There was they got out rebounded in this game, but they still had 5 offensive rebounds, 31 rebounds total. They had 5 blocks to surprisingly the Sky's 1 block, and that's with Camila Cardozo on the floor. So if you look at it from that standpoint, you got Reese, who not really a shot blocker so much, but Cardozo that commands the paint a little bit. So that's just good. Now the Fever, they had 9 steals compared to their 6, and it was about 1 foul more, and both teams got a technical foul at the end of the day. But if you go down and look at everything else with the Indiana Fever, you can clearly see that this team is rolling. They're rolling on all cylinders. You even have LeBron James tweeting out right now about the Fever and Caitlin Clark, and he's been making it known. LeBron James put out Caitlin Clark high haters, and it's funny that he said that because somebody tweeted us that Kelsey Mitchell is her, and guess who comes right behind her? Cheryl Swoops. Told me, yes, she is. she just wants, somebody needs to check on her, man. She wants attention so bad. And then you got Luka Doncic even coming out here and saying, hey, she's like the Steph Curry. And Caitlin Clark had a Steph Curry moment too, because when she hit I think she hit an and one. She drove to the bucket, got an and one, and then she went back and she was like, told the fans, she said, did I make that? Did I make that? And then somebody put a video together showing that Steph did the same thing. So they was having that moment. And then she was so giddy because she hit a step back. She drove on Camila Cardozo. And, once she drives, she could stop on the dime and step back so fast, it don't give the defender time to recover. And she hit a 3 over Camila, and then she started skipping down the sideline and everything. And that was just reminding me so much of Steph Curry again, because when Steph started hitting and he started feeling, he started shimmying, he started skipping, and and she was in her Steph zone tonight. She definitely was in her Stephen Curry zone tonight. So, but all in all, I mean, I ain't gonna spend too much time dialoguing into this, but I just want to share a little bit of things. But I'm gonna let y'all listen to what Luka Doncic had to say.
It's a woman with Steph Curry. Thank you. She can shoot it better than me.
He plain and simple. He says if she's a female Steph Curry, and she can shoot it better than him. And it's amazing, I'm saying, how the guys in the NBA are recognizing what Caitlin Clark brings to the table, who she is. Again, she's a generational talent. She's very talented. She can play the game of basketball. Let's act like she ain't who she is. She is her, And if you sit there and just like trying to dismiss it and act like she's not doing it, look at her record. She done broke what? I think now? It was 16 records. I think it's 18 now. 18. The season's not over. She's going to own almost 20-something records. And that says a lot. And as for the Rookie of the Year race, there's no more talk about it. I will not talk about the Rookie of the Year race until it's already announced and everything. We already know who's Rookie of the race. She cemented that tonight. She made sure that, hey, this game was personal because they knew they gave up a game that they shouldn't have given up a few months back to the Chicago Sky. Because if they had won that game, it would have been easy. Now, but all in all, now the Indiana Fever still have another tough game on Sunday because they got to face Salto Sobley and Enrique Umwale of the Dallas Wings. And that's not going to be an easy task because, they do got a big in the middle, but I think Salto could be neutralized by Timmy. I think she's going to be a hard matchup for Alyssa Smith, but if Alyssa Smith plays, so and you got to utilize, Boston on the low, and it's going to be hard. who's going to be able to guard her or Mitchell this time, because now they seen a team that's clicking, you know, and then you got Lexi Hull starting, and then, you know, Lexi could probably be on Enrique, you know, but it's going to be a hard task because, you know, she's her too. So, but anyway, the Indiana Fever embarrassed the Chicago Sky tonight, embarrassed them. And it made more sense, you know, for this Fever team to continue to roll. Now, with that being said, the Indiana Fever with this win moves up into the 6th spot. They are in 6th place in the WNBA right now. So with that being said, that is something that, you know, we have to take accountable for and recognize, because now you got the Dallas Wings that's coming up. I think they only like 2 games back from the 8th spot. And apparently it don't matter because the Atlanta Dream lost, so they still 1 game back. And the New York Liberty is beating the Storm by 10 right now with 58 seconds. So that's gonna be about it right there. So Angel Wilson had like 26 points, whatever. Tiffany Hayes had 20. But all in all, I mean, it really don't matter too much to me. But now the Chicago Sky still barely holding on to that 8th spot. And it looks like they're gonna pretty much lose that. They're gonna lose that 8th spot eventually, because if you look at the schedule coming up, they got this game Saturday, so the Suns and Mystics, that's the only game that's on Sunday. You got the Sky versus the Lynx. That's a loss because the Lynx just lost today. They're not gonna lose twice in a row. So that's another loss. The Fever Wings play at 4 on NBA TV. I suspect the Fever get their revenge and win that game. Then the Aces and the Mercury play. The Aces might most likely win that game. And then you got the Dream and the Sparks. If the Dream win that game and the Sparks lose, they move into that 8th spot. So, and then you got the Storm and the Sun, and I think the Sun will be coming off a back-to-back for Saturday. And so I think they'll end up beating the Storm too. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section about Caitlin Clark's record-breaking night. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the like button on the channel. Until then, you know what I always say, you know what it is.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.